This is June 1st, 2026, Baseball Monday. And today will be pretty fun. We're going to review the standings, talk about team by team, division, and then we're going to actually change it up as well and also look at the wild card situation. Talk about that a little bit, so talk all MLB, look at all the transactions in the past week, which have been quite a bit, trust me. Transactions in the past week, and then we are also going to go over college baseball tournament up to this point. It's been chaotic and there's a lot of upsets, including the one I'm going to talk about, the one that I'm just shocked about, and it shocked me in the best of ways, But we'll talk about that. We got a few things to talk about. Let's get into it here with the standings. Let me get the app on my phone open. Okay. Standings, there we go. Let's start. Where should we start now? What division are we rocking with first? Let's start with the... So we started with both of the top one and the bottom one. So let's start with the NL East here. The NL East. So we're going to go here through the whole NL. And then... Or should we do like this? Yeah, we'll do NL East, NL Central, NL West. And then we'll go back up at AL West, AL Central, AL East. Fair. Fair. NL East. Let me get it on here. Okay. The Braves are winning that division. They have 40-20, 6-4 in the last 10. They have a plus 109 differential right now. So yeah, they are looking pretty good. If you look at their schedule in May, they won the series. So if you look, they had a lot of wins during May. They were cooking during May. They put up a lot of runs during May. For the most part. If you look at their stats here, they're third in batting average. They're second in runs. They're first in hits, second in home runs, first in RBIs, 10th in strikeouts, which is not that bad because hitting wise, 10th in hitting strikeouts, so that's pretty good. They don't draw that much walks, but they're third in slugging, 8th in off-base percentage, third in on-base slugging, and then pitching stats, they have second in ERA, 7th in strikeouts, third in hits allowed, third in runs allowed, 4th in earned runs, 9th in hit baseman, second in batting average again, second in whip, 4th in slugging, 2nd in on-base percentage, so on and so forth. Like, this team is so well-rounded, right? So well-rounded. If you look at the rotation, it starts with Chris Sale at a 2.01 ERA. He's been nasty this year. It's got Spencer Strider, who hasn't been that great since he's come back, but he has high potential to be a good guy, number 2 guy. Bryce Elder is their number 3 right now. Grant Holmes is their number 4, who's also been alright this year, but I've seen him have some pretty good games. And Martin Perez is a number 5 right now, but he could easily be the number 3 any day because he has a 2.79 ERA. Bullpen is insane. Like, I'll tell you this now: Iglesias, Robert Suarez, Dylan Lee, Kinley. Kinley's not been that bad, not that good, but Fuentes, Victor, Medrose. You just got in the bullpen pretty recently. Dylan Dodd, this bullpen is nasty. Matt Olson's batting really well, so is Ozzie Albies. Ronald Acuna Jr. is playing like an MVP right now. This team is cooking on all cylinders. 60 games into the year. Wait, I gotta refresh this actually, because I don't think I refreshed this. I did not mean to open up Twitch. That is almost bad. Let's let me not do that. Okay, so it is refreshed. We're good. So yeah, this Braves team is a nasty bullpen. They have a good starting. They have a pretty good starting rotation on paper, especially Chris Sale. But the other guy like Spencer Strider and Grant Holmes need to lock in and be more consistent. But other than that, the starting rotation is good and the bats are cooking. So if they can get a couple more consistent pieces in their rotation that can play like that, I think they're going to be really good. The Nationals are number 2 in the NL East. They're 31-29, 9 games behind the Braves. Their bats are single-handedly carrying them, right? Look at some of these stats. They're 8th in batting average, 1st in runs, 5th in hits, 6th in home runs, second most doubles, 10th in triples, second in RBIs, fourth in slugging, fourth in on-base slugging, third in stolen bases. They're just nasty, man. But their pitching is bad, dude. Like, their pitching is actually bad. Kate Cavoli is their number one right now, and he has a 3.62 ERA. That's the number one. Foster Griffin's the number two, 3.72 ERA. Zach Lytell is 5 ERA. He was pretty good last game, but Mikolas is a 5.72 ERA. Like, that's their starting rotation. The rotation's bad. The bullpen, Brad Lord is pretty good, but no, there's no really stud out of the bullpen. Like, Clayton Beater's not that bad out of the bullpen as well. But like, Lovelady's not been that bad as well. But there's an Orlando Roberta. They got a couple decent pieces out of the bullpen, but it's not very deep. Not a deep bullpen. Really bad starting rotation, but the bats are crazy. And they also have one of the worst defenses in the league as well on top of that. So, I mean, if you think about it, it's not good. It's just not. It's not a good combination. They have a lot of runs, but they put up a lot of runs, so single-handedly keeping him in this. But the Phillies are the most consistently inconsistent team I've seen in a while. They're number 3 in the NL East. The starting rotation consists of Zach Wheeler's 2.27 ERA. He's a good guy. He's their ace. Christopher Sanchez, 1.47 ERA. You can make an argument he's their ace, but then it takes a big drop off. Jesus Luzardo, 4.7 ERA. Aaron Nola, almost a 6 ERA. Paintier, 5.7 ERA. Like, they have a 1-2 punch of the starting rotation, but the other three are bad. Johan Duran, closer, he's been great out of the bullpen. Brad Keller's starting to heat up as of late. Jose Alvarado's been heavily disappointing this year, so has Tanner Banks. Richard Keckering, I guess Orion Keckering, has been pretty decent out of the bullpen. Miza has been pretty mid. Sugard's been actually pretty decent. He has a 2.33 ERA and 20 strikeouts. He's also 2-0. Jonathan Boland's been pretty bad. But yeah, I mean, the bats have been very disappointing this year. They have the 8th most home runs, but they have 29th in batting average. So they don't get on base a lot, but they hit quite a bit of home runs. The pitching's been, they have 2 good pitchers. The other 3 in the rotation's pretty bad. They don't have a deep rotation, and the bullpen's also pretty mid. So I could tell you what the problem is, but it's, yeah. And then the Mets, man, this Mets team. Look at some of the stats. Their bats have been god awful. The pitching actually hasn't been that bad. They're 9th in ERA as a whole. If you look at some of the rotation, Freddie Peralta's been alright this year. Noel McLean's been pretty bad. Clay Holmes was really good before he got hurt, but he's hurt right now. Christian Scott's pretty good out of the rotation. Rotation. Menia, and then, Jonah Tong actually played a couple games this year. He hasn't been that terrible. He says he's in the rotation right now, but the bullpen, man, Devin Williams has been heavily disappointing. Luke Weaver's been alright. Riley's been also good out of the bullpen. AJ Minter's been good. Brazabon's been great. David Peterson's been bad. Austin Warren's been good. So they really need Devin Williams and David Peterson to lock in, because those 2 guys can lock in. The bullpen's low-key actually pretty nasty right now. But the bats have not been showing up, and they don't have a very deep rotation. But the bullpen's pretty decent. It's the only thing keeping them in some of these games. In the Marlins, the bats are actually about middle of the pack, but their pitching's below average. Otto Lopez, Xavier Edwards are 2 nasty hitting. Like, Otto Lopez is batting .326 right now. Like, he's batting .326, and Xavier Edwards is batting .314. Like, their bat has been awesome. Sandy Alcantara has been not good, man. Max Meyer's been pretty. Max Meyer's actually been pretty good though. Tyler Phillips has also been pretty good, but their rotation's hurt, and it's not deep at all. Like, they have like 1 good pitcher max. The bullpen is alright. I mean, the bullpen's... John King's pretty good out of the bullpen. But they don't really get anybody else. I'm going to be honest. Everybody else in the bullpen is pretty bad. William Kempner's actually been pretty good as well. But Josh White has a 67 ERA. So I'm not going to even talk about that guy. But not good for the Marlins. In the NL Central, the Brewers are number 1. And if you take a quick glance at the Brewers stats, their bats have been slightly above average. They have insane pitching though, and great defense as well. If you want to take a look at this starting rotation, Jacob Mizorowski averages 100 miles per hour, and he also has a 7-foot wingspan, so it feels like it's coming at you 110 miles per hour. Averages literally like 8 strikeouts a game. Kyle Harris has also been great in their starting rotation. That's the 1-2 punch. Coleman Crow has been the number 3, but as of right now, because they're obviously hurt. But Brandon Woodruff, Logan Henderson has been also awesome. Those two are hurt, and Quinn Prestier is also hurt. So they got 3 really good starting pitchers that are hurt, and now if they can get healthy, their rotation is actually 5 to 6 pitchers deep. Right, bullpen's been great. Yerby, Trevor McGill has been alright, but he's been heating up as of late. Ashby, Grant Anderson, DL Hall, Jake Woodford has actually been pretty bad, I'm not gonna lie. Rob, I'm trying to say his last name, Sean Drohan. Like, the bullpen's pretty good, the starting rotation's nasty. But if the bats can continue to play the way they are and handle their part of the load, their pitching staff will carry them pretty far, man, I'll tell you that. The Cardinals are number 2. I don't even know how the Cardinals are this good. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, the batting is below average. The pitchers are below average. But I could tell you because their fielding is not that bad. But, I mean, still, they're, like, fielding average 16th. Like, their fielding is good, but it's not awesome. By any means. They're 26th in putouts. The 4th in assists, though. The 2nd in double plays. They have a very, very good infield defensively. But man, their rotation is not good. I mean, McGreevy's pretty good, but it's not deep. They have 1 good pitcher. That's it. 1 good pitcher. The bullpen's pretty good, though. I will give them credit where credit is due. The bullpen is pretty good. They have like 2 to 3 good pitchers in the bullpen, but that's about it. It's not very deep. It's alright, actually. The bats have been alright. They're just winning games. Like, I don't know, man. Like, they don't have anything that's that special. They have a very good infield defensively. They have, like, 1 good starting pitcher in McGreevy. They have, like, 2 to 3 good bullpen, 2 to 3 good relievers, and that's about it. I mean, that's all a team needs at this point, I guess. Number 3 is actually the Pittsburgh Pirates, actually, right now. If you look at their stats, they're 5th in batting average, 12th in ERA, but their fielding's bad. They don't have very good defense, I'll tell you that much. But they have the most putouts in the league, 4th most total chances, 12th in double play. Like, they're not that bad, I would say. The defense is pretty good. Their starting rotation's pretty good. Great. The bats are great. I don't know why this team isn't doing better. Paul Skeen's obviously leading the charge. Mitch Keller's been alright. Braxton Ashcraft is actually very underrated. I think he's one of the better pitchers. Bubba Chandler's been alright. Jared Jones has been bad. So they have like 2 to 3. They have like a good 1, 2, maybe 3 pitchers. But they don't. Their rotation is inconsistent outside of the top 2 pitchers. Bullpen is fire. Like, their bullpen is actually really good. Dennis Santana, Mason Montgomery, Gregory Soto, Evan Sisk. They have like 4 to 5 good relievers, and the bats have been holding their end of the bargain and more, being really good. I could easily see this Pirates team messing around and giving the Brewers run for the money atop the NL Central. They're very good. Chicago Cubs, if you want to talk about teams that are hurt, Cubs are one of them, man. The Cubs are one of them. They're 16th in batting average, 18th in ERA, but they have one of the best fielding, one of the best defenses in the league. Just an incredible amount of Gold Glovers. Matthew Boyd, Edward Cabrera, Cade Horton, Justin Steele, those are like the literally 4 best pitchers, and they're all hurt. Starting rotation as right now is number 1 Shota Minaga, 4.37 ERA. Jameson Tyrone, 5.37 ERA. Colin Ray, 4.7 ERA. Ben Brown, he has been their number 1 guy as their 4 main starters are hurt. He has 1.92 ERA. He's been really cooking as of late. But their starting rotation is so hurt. And they also got Hunter Harvey, Porter Hyde, Relly Martin, all hurt out of the bullpen. But the bullpen is kind of struggling. As Danny Palencia, one of the most underrated closers in the game. Caleb Thielbar, pretty decent out of the bullpen. Jacob Webb has been pretty good out of the bullpen. Hobie Milner has been pretty good out of the bullpen. Jordan Wicks has been really bad. He should definitely be in the bullpen. He should not be a starter pitcher, I'll tell you that. Trent Thornton's been good. Rolliston's been good. Ethan Roberts has been really good. Like, the bullpen has been steady. It's been steady. The starting rotation's very hurt. The bullpen's been steady, and the bats hasn't been able to make up for what they're losing out of the starting rotation, which is Matthew Boyd, Edward Cabrera, Cade Horton, and Justin Steele. So with that being said, they're just losing too much on that starting rotation, and the bats have not been able to make up for it. But the bullpen's been pretty good. Cincinnati Red, they're just a byproduct of a tough division, man. They're 25th in batting average, 27th in ERA. The defense is alright. I mean, it's not ideal. Yeah, the defense isn't really that good. It's not that good, man. Hunter Green is hurt, but when he is healthy, he is nasty. Andrew Abbott, Nick Lodolo, Brady Singer, Trace Burns, and Chris Paddock are the 5 starting rotation right now. But Rhett Lauder, Brandon Williamson, and Hunter Green are the 3 that's hurt, so Hunter Green will probably be the ace when he comes back. But Trace Burns is their ace right now, honestly. Trace Burns and Hunter Green as a 1-2 punch is nasty if Hunter Green can get hurt, if he can get healthy. That 1-2 punch right there, the starting rotation is nasty, and that can take some weight off of Abbott, Singer, and Paddock to not have to play as many games. Those could be like the 3, 4, and 5 out of your rotation. The bullpen has been the problem. Their bullpen is bad. Like, their bullpen is just god-awful. Bullpen is garbage. The bats have been garbage. It's not going to be good in that division. They're winning games because the rotation is pretty decent on paper, but, I mean, they've been hurt as well, so that's that. NL West. Okay, so the NL West is pretty interesting. Dodgers obviously number 1, obviously. They're first in batting average, 3rd in home runs, 7th in doubles, 3rd in RBIs. They're first in ERA as well, and also insane defense. Their defense actually, their defense is pretty good. They're clean. They don't make much errors. But other than that, I mean, it's not actually that good defense. The defense is pretty below average, but everything else is insane. Yamamoto, 2.86 ERA. Shohei Ohtani, 0.82 ERA. Sheehan has been alright, I'm not gonna lie. Roki Sasaki needs to lock in, but he had a pretty good outing last game. Robert, by the way, is insane. Blake Snell is also hurt, but he had a bad game the one game he played. Eric Lauer's alright, but they have like 3 really good pitchers. There's a couple that are hurt. Bullpen's the best in the league, I'll tell you that right now. Tanner Scott, Alex Vesia, Blake Trinan, Jacob Dreyer, however you say that, Will Clean, Edgardo Henriquez, Kyle Hurt. But they also got the bullpen's also hurt, and it's that crazy. Jonathan Hernandez. The bats have been insane, and that just leads to a really good baseball team, man. With the Padres, they don't let up much runs, but they don't score much runs. And when the bats have been as disappointing as they are, it's not very good. Diamondbacks, 9th in batting average, 14th in ERA. Just a well-rounded team, great defense as well. Just a very well-rounded team, man. Zach Gallen has been underwhelming, so has Ryan Nelson, but Eduardo Rodriguez has been really good, actually. Michael Soroka's also been pretty good. Mel Kelly has also been great. They're not great, but he's been alright. They have like 2 to 3 good pitchers. The rest are pretty mid. Bullpen is actually pretty good. The bullpen is really good. Bullpen's really good. The bats has been underwhelming. The bats have actually been really good. I'm gonna take that back. I was thinking of the wrong team here. Diamondbacks bats have been good. The bullpen's really good, but the rotation needs to have a couple more good rotation pitchers. Giants and the Rockies are both mid. They have a lot of runs, especially the Rockies. They have 334 runs. 334 runs. That's all I gotta say about the Rockies. And the Giants only have 232 runs scored. All I really got to say about them, too. Look up here, AL West, the Mariners in a 6-game win streak. They've been putting up their starting rotation in these 6 games have been nasty. Logan Gilbert. If you really want to look at these last 6 games that they won, the first game against the Athletics, Castro, 4 innings pitched, 0 runs, 6 strikeouts. Next game against the Athletics as well, Hancock, 6 innings pitched, only let 1 hit, 3 strikeouts, 6 complete innings, shutout. They also put up 9 runs in this third game to complete the sweep. Logan Gilbert, 6 innings pitched, 5 hits, 0 runs, 6 strikeouts. Right. And then we start the series against the Diamondbacks. They win 7-6 in the 10th inning. George, this is the one where I would say the runs or the bats definitely carried them. And then the next one, they won 5-1. Brandon Wu, 7 innings pitched, only let up 2 hits, 0 runs, 9 strikeouts. Disgusting performance. He seals that one. And then to complete the sweep, they won 3-2 in the 10th inning. Bryce Miller, 5 innings pitched, only let 1 hit, 6 strikeouts, 1 walk, 6 shutout innings. They've been scoring a lot of runs in the first 3 to 4 games of that, and then the last 2 games they've had dominant starts. They're winning games one way or another, and it's looking good, and they're taking a lead 2.5 games over the Athletics. They've completely flipped in the last week. Athletics, falling off a cliff, they got swept by the Mariners, and they also just lost the series with the Yankees, so not looking too good. 2 good teams, but still. Rangers are trying, man. Yeah, they're trying their best at this point. They're just inconsistent. The Astros are low-key catching some heat. They're 7-3 in the last 10. They've made themselves within reach of trying to come back to the win the division at this point. And the Angels are just the Angels. They're not doing nothing. So yeah, AL Central. We got the Guardian 34-27. They're winning the division. They were on a 8-game win streak, I believe, just last week or 2 weeks ago. I think at this point, maybe I don't remember, but that will got them this high of a lead. But here come the White Sox, 5 straight wins. Their rotation, Sean Burke is the only good pitcher of the White Sox rotation. The rest of the rotation is pretty bad. The bullpen is pretty mid, but the bats have been insane. They've been putting up a lot of runs lately. And they have a 5-game win streak, and they're only 1 game behind the Guardians. I'm telling you now, the White Sox are a team that could easily win that division. The Twins are on a 5-game losing streak, and they are single-handedly shooting themselves in the foot after any chance to win. They're in probably the 2nd worst division in the league, in Major League Baseball, and they're shooting themselves in the foot. Same thing with the Royals. They're in a 6-game losing streak, significantly worse than the Twins, in my opinion. So disappointing. And you want to talk about disappointing? You got the Tigers. They came in and be anticipated to be pretty decent. 4-game losing streak, 2-8 in the last 10 games, 22-38. Screwball's about to be traded. It's not looking good. Guardians and White Sox are running away with number 1 and 2 in the division. It's going to be a nail-biter down the stretch. And now we get the AL East. The Rays are just winning. I mean, there's times where I've like when they lost 14-3 to the Angels, I'm like, what is happening? And then they end up winning that series. Their bats have been good. The bats have been very good. The rotation's been great. The bullpen's been phenomenal. And it's clicking. It's clicking most of the time. But the Yankees, 6-4 in the last 10, they just won the series over the Athletics, and they're coming for the Rays back. I'm telling you, they're right there. I'll predict right now the Yankees win the AL East, but we'll do predictions for the rest of the divisions in a second. The Blue Jays are just trying to stay afloat because the AL East have 2 good teams and the rest is bad, and they're trying to stay afloat. They're letting up quite a bit of runs, and their bats have take a drastic dip this year. The Orioles and the Red Sox are not that great. The Orioles are a similar situation to the Blue Jays. They're actually 7-3 in the last 10. They're trying to stay somewhat in the race, but their rotation in the bullpen's probably got to be one of the worst I've seen in a while between them and the Rockies. And the Red Sox back-to-back wins, but they're just not good, man. Duran as a great bat, by the way. Crochet, they're a phenomenal ace, but they have no depth at all. That showed up at least. West division winner predictions. Want to go through this here? Yankees, telling you that now. Guardians. White Sox are not going to have the rotation to be able to handle it down the stretch. Mariners, they're starting to lock in. The rotation's locking in. They're putting up a lot of runs. Athletics, I knew they were not that good of a team. Braves, obviously. Brewers, and then it's going to be the Pirates going to be a close second. And then it depends if the Cubs can get healthy. If the Cubs can get healthy, I can see them winning the division. It depends how long they take for them to get healthy. And the Dodgers should pretty handily win the NL West. On to the wild card games. Wild card. Number 1 in the whole AL is the Tampa Bay Rays. That's crazy to say. And then we got the Guardians, Mariners. I could easily see them winning the AL at this rate. Wild card, Yankees, White Sox, Blue Jays. Right outside of it, Athletics, Rangers, Orioles, and it starts to take a bit of a dip. I mean, this is actually really close. As far as to go down, I mean, even the Twins are 2 games behind the wild card spot on the 4th team outside the wild card spot. Astros are 2.5 games behind the White Sox, 3 games behind them. Everybody else behind that it's out. It's over. In the NL, number 1, Braves. Number 2, Dodgers. Those would be the 2 buys. And then we got the Brewers, number 3. And then the Padres, Cardinals, and Diamondbacks. As of right now, Diamondbacks and Brewers, first round matchup, rematch of the 2023 first round, where the Diamondbacks beat the Brewers and went all the way to the World Series. Interesting. Outside of there, the Cubs and the Pirates are tied with the Diamondbacks right now when it comes to wild card standing situation. But they're .001 point percentage below them. Reds, Nationals, 1 game behind. Phillies, 1.5 games behind. Then the rest are starting to get further and further ahead. So the AL is bad, but it's close. And then the NL is better, but it's not quite as close. It's not quite as close further and further down the line. Hit a refresh on this one. Okay. Here are the transactions in the past week. Alright, let's go to the bottom. There's a lot, so we're not going to really talk that much about it. You kind of go through Albert Suarez to the designated for assignment by the Orioles. I'm just going to go over the main ones. Craig Kimbrell released by the Mets. Tejon Walker signed a major league contract with the Angels. Daniel Johnson, right fielder, to the Astros. Cody Heuer recalled from the minors by Cleveland. And then we go to May 25th. Santiago Espinal, third baseman, designated for assignment by Los Angeles. A couple of moves by Twins and the Blue Jays. Palmquist traded to Washington from Colorado for cash considerations. Ryan Fernandez and Bryson Moltz. A couple of moves from the Cardinals there. Guardians, couple of moves in the pitchers. Craig Kimbrell actually signed a contract with the Rays now. Ty Black, however you say his name, signed a minor league contract with Chicago. Gage Jump, contract purchased by the Athletics. 3 moves there by the Mets. A couple of moves by the Orioles. Moved by the White Sox and the Astros. Over here to May 26th. Recall from the minors by Milwaukee is Coleman Crow. Nick Davila, option to the minors by Seattle. Nicky Lopez, released by Chicago. Connor Seabold, traded to Toronto from Detroit for Manny Vazquez. John Hesley and Trevor Martin. Rays makes a few moves, so do Royals and the Blue Jays. Couple of 3 moves by the Angels, a couple by the Rangers, including picking up Nicky Lopez and designating Andrew McCutchen for assignment by Texas. A couple of moves by the Orioles, Astros, May 27th. Freeland, recalled from the minors by the Dodgers. A few moves by the Blue Jays. 3 moves by the Orioles. They're making a few moves in the last week. Otto Kemp there. Couple of moves by the Pirates. You can kind of look here. Andrew McCutchen released by Texas. PJ Poland, option to the minors. Few moves here early on. Tyler Gilbert recalled from the minors from Chicago. Ryan Ward recalled from the minors from Los Angeles. Futterbank recalled from the minors by Minnesota. Nolan Hoffman recalled from the minors by Philadelphia. A few other moves there to end the day. Espinal signed a contract with the Dodgers just a few days later. Jimmy Crooks, a third contract purchased by St. Louis. Andrew Watts, Michael Kelly, a couple of moves there by the White Sox. Hold up. Okay, there we go. Simon Will Richardson, designated for assignment by Minnesota. 3 moves there, including Tobias Mayers, option to the minors by the Mets. Couple of moves there from the Phillies, a few from the Blue Jays. So then we go up to May 31st, yesterday. Nothing that crazy here. Kind of look through here. Tristan Beck, we call from the minors. Will Brennan, option to the minors. A couple moved there by the Giants, 4 moved there, and then 3 moves by the Rays to end the day there. And that's your transaction, so nothing too crazy, but just a few call-ups there. And then now, at this point, there's a few things we got, man. Let's look at this bracket, okay? This is just crazy, man. This is just college baseball D1 men's. Obviously it's baseball, so it'll have to be men's. Tournament talk. Obviously, I made my predictions last week. I will say now I did my predictions wrong. I did this as like a best of 3. I didn't really peep that it was a double elimination, not a best of 3. Next is a best of 3. That's my bad. But my predictions still remain like who I had winning each division, each regional, stuff like that. This one actually shocked me. Right, UCLA got beat by St. Mary's not once, but twice. St. Mary's beat the #1 overall ranked UCLA Bruins twice, eliminated them. And then Cal Poly beat St. Mary's, and they won the... Cal Poly just won the Los Angeles region with the #1 overall team without losing a game. That's crazy. West Virginia and Kentucky played today, I believe. Give me West Virginia on that one. Little Rock advances, just won the Hattiesburg Regionals, and Southern Mississippi also lost back-to-back games, and they got eliminated early. That is crazy. Florida and Troy play one more game. Winner wins the Gainesville region to play Little Rock. Give me Florida. North Carolina handles the Chapel Hill Regional pretty easily. College Station Regional, Texas A&M and USC play. Give me USC in a bit of an upset. I knew this was going to happen. I actually predicted the Lincoln Regional perfectly. I knew Ole Miss was going to beat Nebraska. It happened. Ole Miss wins that regional. Milwaukee and Auburn. Milwaukee beat Auburn once, I believe. Give me Auburn to bounce back and win the Auburn Regional. Atlanta, this one's actually live right now. Georgia Tech and Oklahoma. Georgia Tech by a mile. Give me them. Lawrence Regional, Kansas. They're one of the underdogs. I mean, not underdogs, but like underdog story coming into the year. And they won the Lawrence Regional pretty handily. St. John's upset Florida State today, and they are playing the winner of the Tuscaloosa Regionals, which is Alabama, obviously, and they're playing in the Super Regionals. Together, the Austin, Texas Regionals, Texas handles business there pretty easily. That was one of the more convincing regionals. I had a feeling about that one. You could tell, but the other 3 teams not the greatest. The Eugene Regionals, also similar situation. Oregon State was the only competent team besides Oregon. Oregon took down them 4-1. Starkville Regional, Mississippi State came out of that pretty handily. And Athens Regional, Georgia also came out of that one pretty handily. So if West Virginia wins this, give me West Virginia. I think whoever wins the Morgantown Regional would be Cal Poly in the Super Regionals. I think Florida wins this one. Give me Florida. If Troy wins this, give me Little Rock. If Texas A&M wins, I think North Carolina wins this one regardless. I think if Auburn wins this, give me Auburn. If Milwaukee wins this, give me Ole Miss. In the Super Regionals, I think Georgia Tech wins this. I think if they win, give me Georgia Tech to beat Kansas. If Oklahoma wins, give me Kansas to win. I think Alabama wins this one in 2 games. I think they take care of business against St. John. I also think Texas beats. No, give me Oregon. No. I think Texas will win. I think Texas will win. I'll go back on track on that one. I'll take Texas there, and then I'll also take Georgia to handle Mississippi State pretty easily there. That's gonna do it for June 1st, Baseball Monday. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.